Do you find yourself caring a lot more than you would like to about what other people think about your kids? Does it create tension in your body when someone's upset with you or your kids? Let's talk a bit about a common dynamic that leads to this and what to do about it. It might help you feel better to know that this is actually a pretty common challenge for emotionally intuitive and relationally tuned in parents. And it usually occurs with people who are pretty socially gifted. So if you feel the emotional climate before you even walk into a room, or if you hate the idea of disappointing anyone, stay tuned. I'm Dr. Denim, and I help people cut through all of the crap that's online with information that you can actually trust. I want to walk you through a really powerful insight that one of my clients recently shared with me. She did a really good job of dissecting something that many parents feel, but rarely can name. How she put it was that she had realized that she'd been parenting out of embarrassment instead of parenting out of who she actually wanted to be. So what does that actually mean? Well, first, being highly aware of the emotional climate creates a constant internal pressure to keep everyone comfortable. Some people's brains are naturally tuned in to tone and energy and emotional shifts the way that other people are tuned in to visuals or sounds. You know how some people can hear things that other people can't hear? And some people can smell things that other people can't smell? Well, these people, and it may be you that I'm talking to, there are people that can feel things that other people are completely unaware of. They pick up on disappointment and tension and disapproval almost instantly. For them, those things aren't just a little bit uncomfortable. It feels like it's happening in their entire bodies. So when a coach is frustrated, a teacher is critical, or another parent seems disappointed, it feels personal to them. And when their kids are involved, the intensity goes way up because their kids feel like an extension of themselves. As a result, this process can lead to parenting choices that are less about values and more about trying to prevent anyone else from being upset. All too often, you end up putting the needs of other people who may not even matter that much to you above what's best for your family. You say yes when you want to say no. You over-explain and overcorrect, and then worry about whether or not you said or did the right thing. And the result of that? This frequently leads to you feeling responsible for how other people feel, feeling like you're the one failing if somebody else is unhappy. As a result, when your kids look bad, you look bad. So your brain ends up trying to manage your emotions by trying to manage what your kids do or don't do, what they say or don't say. So these feelings of discomfort and embarrassment on your part, even if it's just subconsciously, puts pressure on your kids to try to not do anything that's going to reflect poorly on you. Even if that's just subconsciously and not overtly stated, your kids will still feel that. You can usually get away with this when kids are pretty young, but when they're teenagers, it becomes much more difficult to manage this process. And some kids go along with it much more willingly than others, depending on the temperament of your kids. If you have children who are also plugged into the social environment as acutely as you are, they may not be able to fully understand or explain it, but they can really end up taking on a lot of responsibility to try to manage you and your emotions, which is a no-no. This process makes emotional disapproval feel like an emergency when it's really not one. Second point I want to hammer home a little bit here is that when you care deeply about others' feelings, you can slip into parenting out of embarrassment instead of intentionality. What does that actually mean? Embarrassment here isn't about vanity. It's about the fear of someone judging your parenting, judging your child, or even your character. So for emotionally aware people, embarrassment is tied to a fear of, what if they think something's wrong with me? What if I'm not enough? What if they're disappointed in us? So then when your child messes up, gets left out, behaves imperfectly, or creates conflict or some kind of drama, it can feel like you're being judged right alongside of them. This can unintentionally put a load on kids that is not theirs to carry. They might end up thinking that it's their job to take care of and to manage you, when of course, it's not their job. It's the other way around. It's not the kid's responsibility to manage the parent. It's the parent's job to teach and take care of the kid. My client recognized this so beautifully. She saw that her attempts to prevent embarrassment were sending the message that her kids had to make sure that everyone else felt okay. That's a heavy load for anyone, especially for a child. By her being able to recognize what was going on and to label it, to put a name on it, was super impressive. And that opened the door to begin to change the system. It was a real turning point for my client and for her family. The third point that I want to make might sound a little, I don't know, disappointing to you, but you cannot stop caring about what people feel. But you can give your brain a healthier way to cope. You cannot switch off the emotional awareness that you have. You can't turn off the part of your brain that wants harmony and connection. That is not supposed to change. It's part of what makes you you, and part of what you uniquely bring to society, and part of what you uniquely bring to your family and to the world. It brings a lot of goodness to humanity. What you absolutely can change is how you respond to that awareness. So you're not being led by fear of embarrassment, but by values, confidence, and clarity. In these moments that we're talking about, your brain can get overwhelmed. And when overwhelm hits, we almost always fall into the default ways that our brains naturally work, which is why preparation really matters. One of the most effective tools for emotionally aware parents is having a small set of pre-prepared statements. Say that 3 times fast. Is having a small set of pre-prepared statements that anchor you back to who you want to be. Think of these things as mental scripts that orient your brain before the emotions start piling up around you. It is really hard for people with your temperament type and the social awareness that comes with it to respond well on the fly when these moments come at you unexpectedly. Let me give you a few examples of these pre-prepared statements. My job is to parent with intention, not fear. It's okay if somebody is disappointed. That's not mine to fix. The people that I actually want to be close to are people that are safe and who are going to be okay with us making mistakes. It isn't possible for everyone to like me and to be happy with me. That would require everyone to be healthy. And the fact of the matter is that most people are not very healthy emotionally. You cannot expect healthy things from unhealthy people. Discomfort doesn't mean danger. We're still okay. My child's growth matters more to me than how this looks. I can care about others without carrying their emotions. Okay, again, you don't come up with these things in the moment. It's really important that you choose them ahead of time because your brain needs something solid to reach for when the emotional pressure hits. This is a fairly simple hack that works beautifully. It allows you to appreciate and value your caring nature while staying grounded in your values instead of reacting to whatever emotional ripple is happening around you. If you're a parent who feels deeply, who notices everything, who hates disappointing people, and who sometimes feels responsible for everyone else's comfort, nothing is wrong with you. Your wiring is not the problem. In fact, it's a huge strength. The important work here and the goal is not to try to become somebody who no longer cares. It's to become somebody who cares without losing yourself. If you'd like me to, I can help you create a set of customized statements that you can use in real situations to stay grounded and to avoid slipping back into people-pleasing or embarrassment-based parenting. Just tell me the kinds of scenarios that come up for you in your life day in and day out, and we'll craft them together. The personality I'm describing here is called a C in my core temperament model. To learn more about C's, take the free core assessment. Thank you for watching. Subscribe to learn more.